Well, good afternoon and welcome everyone. Today's review has now brought us here for a much more up-close and personal encounter with the newly refinished and refined 2014 Hyundai Santa Fe Limited. And now, with all of that being said, this is going to be a complete and in-depth review of the Santa Fe, and this does entail a complete startup and overview of the engine, as well as a good look at many of the unique and notable styling cues and multiple features, technologies, and creature comforts that now make up this newly rejuvenated third generation of Hyundai's popular full-size SUV. And so, bearing all that new information in mind, let's go ahead and climb aboard and we'll check it out. To begin with, our fully loaded 6-passenger Santa Fe Limited tester today is wearing the non-metallic Monaco White exterior. Our particular example that you see here is also sporting the available Ultimate package for the full-size Santa Fe, features of which we'll cover throughout their appropriate time during the review. Now, as standard equipment on both GLS and limited trim levels of the full-size Santa Fe, the vehicle does come standard with Hyundai's newly sculpted proximity key. Basically put, you have this beautiful black piano veneer, chrome, and plastic accented key fob, which provides complete remote-free access into the vehicle along with a standard push-button ignition. Gaining entry into the Santa Fe is as simple as having the key fob anywhere on your person, such as I've just placed it here in my pocket. And as you just saw, just a moment ago, we just unlocked the Santa Fe. And both the locking and unlocking is done through the large rectangular button hidden flushly into the two front chrome-plated door handles. To lock it and unlock, just simply hit it once. One beep indicates the vehicle's locked, hit it again, and two beeps indicates unlock. And if you were to actually press the button twice in a rapid succession with the vehicle being locked to start with, the first set of chimes will indicate that the driver's door is unlocked, with the second set of chimes indicating the unlocking of all the rest of the doors. And beautifully complementing the depth and shine of this Monaco White exterior, our particular vehicle's interior has been fully upholstered in the upscale premium beige perforated leather. Now, to start this Santa Fe Limited with the proximity key fob is very simple. All you have to do is have the standard key fob anywhere within the vehicle, then put your foot on the brake, then simply locate and hit this beautiful black piano veneer and blue illuminated engine start button in the dash to fire up the engine. A beautiful smooth sound from that 3.3-liter gas direct injected V6. Now, to really make this all-new Santa Fe feel as upscale and premium as possible, the all-new Santa Fe has now been upgraded with a whole host of available features. For a start, both the Santa Fe Sport and the full-size Santa Fe are both available with Hyundai's electrically assisted rack and pinion power steering setup, and in this case it's fed through a full 3-spoke multi-function leather trim steering wheel featuring soft grip extensions at about 10 and 2 o'clock, cross-stitching running around the interior rim of the steering wheel with full accents of dark gray painted materials all the way across all 3 spokes, not to mention a full-size soft grain airbag cover located front and center. Now, regardless of which trim level you pick, be it the lower end GLS or this upscale limited trim level, Hyundai has only provided one available engine choice paired with only one standard transmission across the line. Putting the power to the ground through either a front-wheel or all-wheel drive chassis is Hyundai's electronically controlled 6-speed Shift-tronic automatic transmission with available manual shifting capabilities in its own designated part just to the right-hand side of the drive portion of the shifter. All of this is being fed through a beautiful leather-wrapped shifter knob with a beautiful accent of black piano veneer and satin silver running across the top with a small bit of satin silver trim down below. all trailing off into a stitched leather shift boot. Now, being that our particular tester today is sporting the available Ultimate package for the full-size Santa Fe, it now features this full-size 8-inch high-definition touchscreen display, which also comes with Hyundai's standard SD card-based onboard navigation system. One big benefit of having such a large screen is it makes a big, beautiful projection for Hyundai's standard reverse backup camera. But also included as part of the Ultimate package is a new reverse parking system, which consists of a full set of 4 parking assist sensors that line the rear bumper of the vehicle. Also, as you can hear, the Santa Fe and Santa Fe Sport both come equipped with electronically controlled child protective safety locks, which automatically lock the vehicle once the car is put into gear and will only unlock the vehicle when the car is put back into park. Also, as you can hear, this full-size Santa Fe does come equipped with electronically controlled child protective safety locks, which automatically lock the vehicle when the car detects that it's been put into drive, and will only unlock the vehicle when the car detects the vehicle's been put back into park. Now, only the driver's side window is automatic in both directions. And once you close the door to this Santa Fe with the proximity key fob in your possession, you can hear that the vehicle generates an audible exterior chime to let you know it's lost detection of its proximity key fob. Now, unlike Hyundai's more compact-sized version of this exact same vehicle, known as the Santa Fe Sport, which features 2 available 4-cylinder power plants, this full-size Santa Fe needs a little bit more oomph to keep it going. Hence the reason Hyundai has now provided one available, much bigger engine for both the GLS and limited trim levels of the Santa Fe. Raising the hood of our limited tester today, we find Hyundai's corporate 3.3-liter dual-overhead cam, 24-valve, gasoline direct fuel injected V6, also equipped with dual continuous variable valve timing. This newer power plant pushes out a healthy 290 horsepower and 252 pound-feet of torque. Even so, when compared to some of the bigger V8 SUVs, it still does hold its own. When running on regular unleaded gasoline, expect to see a miles per gallon rating of 17 miles per gallon city and 23 miles per gallon on the interstate highway. Now, this miles per gallon variant will also depend on whether or not the vehicle is front wheel or all-wheel drive, also depending on how well the vehicle is maintained and driven over time. And now let's see about a few revs of that 3.3-liter V6 and see what kind of soundtrack she produces. Such a beautiful and very throaty soundtrack. And with all of that being done, let's go ahead and turn on the headlights. You do have the option of them being automatic, as well as turn on the standard fog lights and the hazard lights as usual. And now let's take this brief opportunity to explore the exterior of the full-size Santa Fe. Now, anyone who has watched Hyundai over the years pretty much knows that back in the day, the Santa Fe was known as one entire entity, unlike from 2013 and up, when now the Santa Fe is known as 2 completely separate vehicles. Back in the day, in the previous generation, such as this 2011 Limited we have here, this vehicle featured a wide range of engines paired with several different transmissions depending on trim. It ranged from a smaller 4-cylinder power plant to a busty 3.8-liter V6. Now here in this current 3rd generation, and in its most award-winning design to date, the Santa Fe is now used as 2 completely separate entities. For people who still want a small SUV but don't want to pay the price in terms of fuel mileage and space of a 7-passenger, the vehicle is now offered as the Santa Fe Sport, a 5-passenger, more compact crossover style under the same namesake. However, what we have here is available as both 6 and 7-passenger variants, very much like the previous generation. Now, with our vehicle today sporting the Ultimate package, it pretty much has every toy in the book. Up front here, we can see the high-intensity discharge projector beam headlights, surrounded with beautiful LED accents running along the top, with beautiful chrome and black accents surrounding all of the main parts, including this squared-off bulb for the main projector housing. Also down low, you can see the standard chrome-ringed fog lights, you've got a 2-tone polished chrome front grille with small darker chrome accents hidden behind. Now, to provide the smoothest ride possible for this full-size Santa Fe, it now rides on an upgraded set of 19-inch painted aluminum alloy wheels, featuring a lighter silver along the main outlines of each of the spokes, with a much darker gray metallic accent bestowing each of the spokes. You've got intermittently timed rain-sensing wipers, monochromatic black piano veneer accented and LED turn signal equipped mirrors, this vehicle here also comes on board with a BLIS or blind spot indication system, which is these simple little indicators up here in the topmost corner of the mirror. And it plays a small little chime inside the vehicle when a vehicle is detected in its blind spot. Also, as part of the Ultimate package, is a full panoramic dual vista sunroof, you got chrome-plated door handles, again featuring the buttons for the proximity key in both the front door handles. And towards the back of the Santa Fe, it really differentiates itself from its smaller cousin. A much more rounded, much more sculpted shape, definitely setting off the back end of the vehicle. Now here with the Ultimate package, it also comes with a full rake of LED taillights, also, you can see the dual triangular aluminum tipped exhaust. Standard rear heating defrosting glass with integrated rear windscreen wiper. Body colored rear spoiler with integrated third LED brake light. We've also got the color match shark fin style antenna up top. Just an absolutely beautiful looking SUV. It's definitely easy to see why the Santa Fe and Santa Fe Sport both have won multiple awards from some of the highest awarding companies, including J.D. Power and Associates as well. And now that we've had a good look around the exterior of our full-size Santa Fe, let's go ahead and take a better look at what makes up the interior. As stated previously, our particular tester today is sporting the full beige perforated premium leather interior. And as you would expect with a fully loaded vehicle, you have plentiful amounts of electric creature comforts. For a start, you have all power windows, including an automatic one-touch driver's side window in both directions. You have your power door locks, window locks, your power controlling mirrors. Also, as part of the Ultimate package, a two-person memory driver's seat. And this driver's seat automatically activates once the vehicle is started. It goes back to a set position once the car is actually switched off. Also down here on the door, this small little word that says Infinity. This vehicle has been equipped with a 12-speaker, 550-watt Infinity Logic 7 stereo system as part of the Ultimate package. Beautiful big thunk once the door closes. And once you get inside this full-size Santa Fe, you immediately realize why the vehicle has won so many awards to begin with. Aside from the beautiful sculpted interior, everything about the interior of this vehicle screams luxury SUV. Albeit the fact that the dashboard is actually not coated in stitched leather like a much more upscale vehicle, but then again, this vehicle doesn't cost $50,000 to $60,000 like a lot of luxury SUVs you see nowadays. In fact, the Santa Fe Limited, even in this Ultimate trim level, costs less than 40 grand, which is very good in terms of price tag. Now, what do you get for your money? Well, looking at the dashboard, you have this soft grain material for this beige part of the dash. You have a much larger grain for all of the black parts of the dashboard, and all of this can be said for interiors with black, beige, or even the saddle brown that I showed you just a moment ago. All of it's also been finished with this beautiful polished light wood veneer, and this too can also be changed to sort of alter the mood of the interior. And looking at the entire center stack, what may look like a technology-laden, button-filled mess is actually quite legible and very easy to understand. Up top, as stated previously, this vehicle does come standard with an 8-inch high-definition touchscreen display for vehicles equipped with the Ultimate package. This not only houses your onboard navigation system, but also houses your XM satellite radio, AM and FM radio, hands-free phone, climate control display, vehicle information, and so on. For the navigation system itself, the graphics are what you'd typically expect. Very legible, and very much like what you'd find on a handheld navigation system, or very much like what you'd find on your smartphone. If you go to the menu button, you can see your active traffic updates, address book, and also your navigation volume. You can do points of interest, along with other navigation things as well, such as routes and vehicle setup. You can then switch over to the clock, which is its own separate display and entity. And all down here are all your controls. You have your map buttons, your tune buttons for the radio, the enter button, so if you select an icon, just push enter, destination, satellite radio, AM and FM radio, your different media buttons such as your iPod auxiliary USB inputs, and also your Seek track buttons. Also, you can see it has hands-free Bluetooth audio, as also paired with the hands-free Bluetooth controls located in the lower left-hand column of the steering wheel. Now, as far as the satellite radio goes, everything is incredibly clear. Through that Logic 7 surround sound stereo system, it definitely has a very good punch. Also, it has sort of a direct tune option, so as you can see, you display a number pad here once you type in the search function. So let's say we want to go to our favorite electric radio station here on the XM station, which is 51, and just click done. And as As you can hear, this is the volume knob here in the center, and also the power button is this big button here in the center. So as you can see, the radio is actually quite easy to navigate. Also down here, just your standard AM and FM buttons as well. And that about wraps it up. Moving on down, you can see all of your different climate controls down here in the center. And one of the things that this limited trim level introduces, along with a lot of other top spec vehicles in Hyundai's line, is Hyundai's clean air ionizer and air purification system, basically meaning that it uses specific cabin filters and so on to allow the cleanest air breathable even when drawing it in from the outside. Over here on the front, on the left, you have your front and rear defroster. You also have your air conditioning introduction. This climate button here brings up your climate control display up here on the top. This big knob here in the center is your fan speed. Also, as you can see, displayed up top. You have automatic air conditioning. You have your different climate zones and modes, just using this mode button here, as displayed on the controls. Also, the available dual button. Now, when you select the dual button, it automatically can control the temperatures either by themselves or independently. So basically, if I have it here, you can see that only I can adjust my side of the vehicle, being in the driver's seat. All just by using the temperature knobs on each side of the fan speed wheel. Now, if you turn the dual mode off, this basically means that you can control the temperatures at the exact same time. For example, you can see both temperatures are now going up at the exact same time, and it no longer shows that the dual mode is functional. And that's all controlled through either side. It's not one side or the other that actually tells what temperatures need to be done where. And on the far right-hand side of the climate controls, you have your air conditioning recycling, air conditioning introduction, along with your rear-mounted AC controls, which you'll see here in a moment. All with very legible fonts and very easy to understand. Now moving down to this little cubby hole just in front of the shifter, you have your standard iPod, USB, and auxiliary input, along with two 12-volt, 120-watt outlets on either side of the USB controls. Also, moving down, just on either side of the shifter, the Ultimate package now provides 3-stage heated and now ventilated seats for both the driver and passenger. So you can just push down for the ventilation side of the seat and push up for the heated side of the seat. And just below that one, this button here labeled with a P and sort of a sonar-like signal is to turn off the parking assist system, which you saw earlier. Now moving back from the shifter here, you can see this sort of dark black, almost rubberized-like finish surrounding the shifter itself, with an accent of dark painted gray moving around the shifter's gate. Black piano veneer with your white illuminated numerics and a small blue illumination hidden under each selected gear. Moving back, dual-mounted cup holders, and a single-tier, leather-bound center console with removable storage in its own separate little cubby. All wrapped in a nice little bit of sort of leatherette style material, very much the same large grain material you'll find up here on the dash. Now, as far as what's directly in front of you, this limited trim features the electroluminescent gauges with light blue illuminated back accents, a full LCD display right here in front with all relevant information, and it's all controlled through this little toggle switch down here below. The one that looks like book pages can toggle between each one of them. So your audio, video, compass, service, and also vehicle settings. And this one with the down arrow here controls all of your different trip information. So you can see we've done 11.7 miles, so the trip meter, and also range to empty and active miles per gallon. Also with a small reset button down below. Up here on the right, you have all of your cruise control buttons, and one button here that's labeled with a small steering wheel with sort of 3 little notches in it. This is what is known as DSSM, or Driver Selectable Steering Mode. Now what this does is basically it can sharpen or sort of loosen the steering depending on how the driver feels. So if you hit it once, you can see that the mode is in normal now. Hit it again. The orange icon indicates sport, so a much tighter, much more responsive feel to the electric steering. And you hit it again, and now it turns green, signifying that it's in comfort mode, a much looser sort of fluidic style to the steering. But we'll just go ahead and leave it in normal for now. Over here on the left-hand side of the wheel, you have all of your hands-free radio controls, including the ability to mute the radio, and as you saw before, your hands-free Bluetooth with voice command. Over here on the far left, this array of buttons is all of some of the options available on the Ultimate package. For example, your heated leather-wrapped steering wheel, your rear BLIS or blind spot monitoring, your rear AC control, otherwise the alternating current, traction control, hill descent control and active braking assist, and also instrument dimming. Moving over here onto the door, you have all of this large grain leatherette style material. Again, more of the soft grain beige material here, kind of separating the two black parts, and also more of the black plastic trim trailing off into this leatherette padded door armrest right here with your appropriate aluminum Santa Fe logo down below. Now moving up top, as stated previously, the Ultimate package provides a dual vista panoramic sunroof, all operated through one touch of this large button. As you can see, before the full shade even retracts, the sunroof automatically opens. However, when you close it, you can see that the sunroof itself will close, quickly followed by the shade. And all you have to do is push a little bit harder with this small little trigger-like projection here on the back of the button. Now you can simply open or close the shade by itself, just by the small appropriately labeled button, allowing plentiful amounts of light into the vehicle. And other buttons up top include all of your door lights. You have your power assisted liftgate, which we'll get to in a bit, along with your standard map lights. Standard sunglasses holder, also an auto-dimming rear view mirror with powered compass. Also your 3-stage HomeLink garage door system and Hyundai BlueLink and SOS. Overall, the Santa Fe Limited with the available Ultimate package is definitely the best of the best when it comes to Hyundai's full-size SUVs, offering all of the conveniences and luxury features of a full-size luxury SUV with none of the drawbacks of a heavy price tag. Absolutely incredible. And with all that being done, viewers, let's go ahead and turn off the engine. And if you remember the small chime that played when we first closed the door, there's actually a separate one that plays when you first turn off the vehicle. Very nice little exit to your day. And once you open the door, you can see the memory seat automatically goes back to its set position. But viewers, with all of that being done, let's go ahead and check out the rest of the Santa Fe Limited. Now, as was stated before, this vehicle comes in both 6 and 7 passenger variants. Ironically, the 6-passenger variant, equipped with available captain's chairs, is actually the more expensive option, nudging just under the $40,000 max price tag. Also, as part of the Ultimate package, you get 2-stage heated seats for both the left rear passenger and the right. If this were a bench seat and also had the Ultimate package in it, this vehicle would probably come with the same heated rear seats for both sides, albeit with a small little part right there in the center. Also, you've got these manually scrollable sunshades in the rear. And once you step inside of the Santa Fe, you are immediately surrounded by a huge back seat. There is so much room back here. It's really, really incredible how many people you can cram into a vehicle like this. Now, I did mention that these seats are actually ventilated, but what's ironic is that there are actually little screen-like projections on each of these, and these are actually air conditioning holes that blow all of the air onto the rear passengers, hence cooling them off. And you would really need it on a day like today because it is hot outside. Also, to gain access to the rear seats, you can simply crawl through the middle, or if you don't need them, you can pull the cords in the back and they'll automatically fold down. And both of these seats are also retractable as well. Go ahead and show you the space in the back too. Now for someone of my stature at about 6'1", it may not be the most comfortable thing ever sitting here in the back with your knees about 3/4 of the way up the seat. Nevertheless though, it is still quite a comfortable place to be for a full-on 7-passenger SUV. Now I did mention those rear air conditioning controls through the front control station up in the front. And as you can see, you've got a fan speed over here on the left, your on-off button here in the back, your climate modes, and also temperature control, all with their own little appropriate vents. Now each of these seats does fold forward as well. So you can see, just folds like that, slides forward, and you can safely exit the vehicle. Now, as was stated previously, the limited version of the full-size Santa Fe, even without the Ultimate package, does come standard with a power-assisted liftgate. So you can just pull on the touch trigger or use the keyless entry remote. And it effortlessly rises out of the back. You get your full-size cargo net as an available Hyundai accessory. As you saw earlier, your 115-watt outlet out here in the back. And with the rear seats in place, you can see that the rear end of the vehicle is not exactly what you'd call commodious. However, you can actually lower these seats just by pulling on the strap. Pull it forward, pull the strap out at least. It is a bit of a faff to do one hand, but nevertheless, you just pull the strap pretty hard. You see it folds forward, and it simply falls away, revealing a much larger cargo area for those not needing that third row seats. Also underneath is your full-size tire hidden just underneath the back of the vehicle. As you saw previously, we folded the seat forward, but you can simply slide it back and it folds right up, even just using the trigger here on the side. Also, it's fully adjustable with a small bar underneath, very much like the front seat of the vehicle. Now, as far as people concerned with safety on this vehicle, the full-size Santa Fe and even the Santa Fe Sport come with their own wide array of standard safety features. For a start, this full-size Santa Fe comes with no less than 7 standard airbags. For a start, you have dual-stage front impact airbags for both the driver and passenger, side curtain and side impact airbags mounted in the seats, electronic seatbelt pre-tensioners, active headrest restraints, ABS, 4-wheel disc brakes, and electronic stability control, just to name a few. Now, stepping into the passenger side of the vehicle, it is again a very wonderful place to be, as was the same with the driver's seat and also in the rear. The vehicle provides plentiful amounts of space for even some of the tallest of passengers. Again, myself, I'm about 6'1", and as you can see, my feet are resting very comfortably right at the front edge of the dash. And also for your glove box, it falls nice and soft. It is a little bit damped, but it's not lined with felt, but that's not really a big deal, as it does still provide plentiful amounts of storage capabilities. Overall, this Santa Fe Limited definitely provides the best of the best in terms of options, features, and all at a much more affordable price tag when compared to the competition. For a vehicle costing under 40 grand and fully loaded at that, it definitely is somewhat of a bargain, as is the case with a lot of Hyundai's vehicles in their line nowadays.